Let's see how to configure the load combinations for each limit state in CYPE 3D. To do this, in the Project menu, we select the General Data option. At the bottom of the window, in the Loads section, we click on Limit States Combinations. In the Limit States pop-up window, we can consult and modify the data necessary to check the structural elements for the ultimate limit states of the different materials. Additionally, we can define the combinations for ground-bearing pressures and for displacements. By default, the program automatically creates the combinations for the limit states of each material in accordance with the selected code. We can check the generated combinations by clicking on the buttons on the right-hand side. This displays a report with the project situations defined for each limit state. Among them, we can find the persistent or transient situations, seismic situations, and accidental situations. In each of these situations, the mathematical expression relating the loads and the coefficients applied to them appears. Then, by means of a series of tables, the partial safety factors are displayed for each load, whether they are favourable or unfavourable, and alongside them, the combination coefficients, both main and accompanying. If we wish to enter and modify the combinations manually, we close the report to return to the previous window and click on the Configure Combinations for each limit state button at the bottom. This opens a window where we can set specific coefficients for each of the limit states to verify associated with each material: concrete, foundations, cold formed steel, rolled steel, timber, and aluminium. We can also modify the combinations for ground-bearing pressures and displacements. In this case, we click on Rolled Steel. In the window that appears, if we keep the first option checked, the program uses the default combination configuration established according to the code selected in the general data. Again, by clicking on the button on the right, we can consult the specific report of the project situations defined in the selected limit state. If, on the other hand, we wish to make changes, we must check Project Situations introduced by the user. Below is a drop-down list of available project situations. The buttons on the right allow us to create, delete, copy, and edit project situations, as well as import, export, and edit the information in the library. The easiest way to enter and modify project situations is to use the Create based on the Code Situations option. To do this, we click on the blue arrow button. Then, once we have selected in our example the specific case of snow in which we find ourselves, we click on Accept. This way, the program automatically generates all the information of the project situations and also allows them to be edited. The reference appears at the top and can be modified. The table on the left shows all the project situations. Here we can add, copy, or delete situations. They are each already defined as persistent or transient situation, seismic situation, accidental situation, or accidental fire situation through their selection in the drop-down menu. Additionally, all the values of the different partial safety factors are defined in the different cells, whether the load is favourable or unfavourable, as well as the combination coefficient, both main and accompanying, as indicated in the selected code. We can enter modifications for each of these values and adjust the analysis accordingly. Finally, we click on Accept. We can also create project situations from scratch. To do so, in the previous window, we click on the Create button on the right-hand side of the drop-down menu. First, we type in the reference. Then, in the table below, we enter the different situations by clicking on Add. For each situation, we choose whether we want to only introduce the safety factor or introduce safety and combination factors. After we click on Accept, we can define new use categories or choose the already defined use categories. After clicking Accept again, we set the situation name, selecting the type of situation in the drop-down menu, and enter all the coefficients in the different cells. We repeat the process with the different situations we wish to add. This way, the manually defined project situations are also available in the drop-down menu of the previous window. Finally, in order to apply the selected situations and confirm the changes, we click on Accept again to return to the program's general interface.